Alright, in order to get started on the right foot here, I'm going to walk through some of the basic interface elements of Adobe Photoshop CS5. Yours may be a little bit different if you've changed any settings, and even if you've been using Photoshop for a little while now, you may still be interested in uh, watching this video in its entirety because I'm going to use this terminology later on, and if I call something by a name that's different than you usually refer to it by, then it'd be good to get the groundwork laid. So to begin with, we've got our application bar up here. This is a convenient way of accessing Adobe Bridge, which we won't cover in this video, but it's basically a glorified Windows Explorer by Adobe. It lets you manage your photos and images, and it's pretty handy, but I don't always use it, and it has mini bridge here. It also has zooming capabilities, so you can go to 25%, 200%, 50% of your image. Go back to 25. Over here you have your workspace switchers. Right now I'm on Essentials. You usually want to be in Essentials, at least in my experience. Painting is for digital painting with the tablet. You have a few others over here, but overall, Essentials is a good start, is a good place to be. And then I've reset mine for the sake of this video, so yours should be pretty much like this, but it may be slightly different. These things can be moved around and placed in different windows and so on and so forth. But over here we have our control panel. This is going to be contextual in the sense that when we change commands or change tools, this will update and change. For those of you who are in the Revit class, this is actually similar to the Modify tab in the Revit ribbon. So as I change tools, if I were to go over here to Move, then my control panel, because it's contextual, updates and changes. Over here we have all our tools. We have the Move tool, the Marquee tool, the Lasso tool. Eventually, as you get better, you'll realize, first of all, that as you hover over these things, you see the shortcut for this tool in parentheses. So V is the shortcut for the Move tool, M is the shortcut for the Marquee tool. You'll get so that you don't even use these, and you strictly go with the shortcut. And another thing you'll notice about this toolbar is that some of these have little arrows in the bottom right hand corner. This means that there are subtools or other options. So if I were to click and hold on the Marquee tool, you actually get additional options here. So you not only have the rectangular marquee, you have elliptical, single row, single column. So pretty useful, worth knowing about, because rarely do I want to use the magnetic lasso tool, but I often switch between lasso and polygon lasso. And as I mentioned shortcuts earlier, if you were to hit M to get to the Marquee tool, but you wanted to get to the single column Marquee tool as a subtool, and you hit M again, it's not going to actually change anything for you. However, if you hold down Alt and then hit M, then, or I'm sorry, Shift M, then you're going to find that it cycles through those tools for you. So that's actually a pretty convenient little pro tip there. And again, you'll notice that even with the different subtools, you get some updating in your contextual menu. And then finally over here on the right hand side, we have our menus for layers, channels, paths, masks, adjustments, color swatches, etc. You will find that you are constantly referencing masks, adjustments, and layers. So whatever you do, don't get rid of those three. If you do get rid of them, you can often go over here and find what you're looking for. So if I were to somehow drag out my layers and then hit the close button up here, then I suddenly don't have layers anymore. Well, you can actually go up here to your window, say layers, and then grab it by its tab here and just drop it back in. Maybe click and drag to reorganize. Any of these can be click and dragged to where you want them. So that completes our brief tour of the Adobe Photoshop CS5 interface, and so let's get to some more advanced stuff.